Right, Toyota champs. Now, is the ROG Zephyrus Duo 15 the best laptop of 2020? Well, let's find out. So, for me, the best laptops of 2020, and by the way, you have to be a new design, a new laptop to be considered for best laptop in 2020 for me. So that means MacBook Pro 16's $219, Aero 15, that's $219. They have been refreshed, but has to be a new laptop this year. And for me, the top three, or say four, XPS 1517, the ROG G14, which is disruptive with AMD power, and this thing here, the Zephyrus Duo 15, and as the name implies, dual screens. And I've said it once, I've said it a million times, Asus are the ones innovating, Asus are the ones that put like crazy concepts into production, and this is one of their best, and one of the best this year. I will name my best laptops in 2020, probably after Apple released their Apple Silicon ones, so stay tuned for that, make sure you subscribe. So have a look at this thing is stacked. The version I have here comes with i9-10980HK, an RTX 2080 Max-Q, so that's a 90-watt super variant as well, 300Hz display, liquid metal, 90-watt-hour battery, Thunderbolt 3, you can charge 65 watts over Thunderbolt 3, Wi-Fi 6, dual display, and that's the big show, right? The dual display. I don't have to tell you the usefulness and utility of a dual display. It's two friggin' displays. It's a world of difference. It is a portable studio. I mean, you could Twitch stream off this thing and have your Twitch chat on the bottom, and then have your gaming on the other screen, the main screen, and video editing, etc. There's a million possibilities with two screens. It is awesome. Now the first screen is a 1080p display, yes, G-Sync 300Hz this one, and the second display is a 1920 by 550 secondary display. Now it flips up now. Before on the ZenBook Pro Duo it was flat. This is much better that it raises up, and it's touch display too, so friggin' awesome. Now these things are expensive. Check out the description for the latest prices, but hey, there's nothing else like this. It's well worth the money. The build quality is superb, premium materials, everything is top drawer. And I could compare it to other thin and light 15-inch sort of gaming laptops, but really, it's above and beyond, right? Disruptive to the market. Two displays. I mean, the G14 disruptive to the market. Such a small, thin, light package. Asus are killing it. It's 20 millimeters thick and around 2.5 kilos, which is just over 5 pounds. And the footprint is big, so it's sort of squashed out, but it is thin. I mean, 20 mil for the gaming performance you get in this, and stacked. You saw the specs. It's stacked. Ports, everything you want. USB Type-C's 3.2, Thunderbolt, that's DisplayPort out, Thunderbolt with power as well, USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A's, USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A's, HDMI 2.0B, audio in, audio out, and of course Ethernet. So everything a gamer wants, this thing has. 240 watt package there, 90 watt hour battery, and this is the G-Sync. Now the G-Sync does switch off, but the battery life, whatever, it's about 5 hours, which is good for a gaming laptop, so I have no issues. Maybe you can get a model without G-Sync. I mean, it's not all day battery life, but it's enough to get by. Keyboard and trackpad is good. The ergonomics of the keyboard will be to some people's liking or not, because the keyboard is at the bottom, but it is a nice keyboard. The trackpad's on the side, which takes a bit of getting used to. It works fine. There's no problems with the trackpad, but it's just weird, and you're going to have to get used to it, and I honestly think you have to try and test it for yourself to see if you're going to like it or not. The 300Hz display G-Sync is amazing, of course. I mean, 300Hz G-Sync, if you get a game like Fortnite or CSGO, it's a bit of alright. It is really good. Nice and bright too. The color gamut's good. Now gaming performance, it'll play anything you throw at it. It can sustain about 45 watts on the CPU, 90 watts on the GPU. Temperature seems to be limited to 90 degrees on the CPU. It performs as you'd expect with these sort of parts. Now it's very similar to the Alienware I just done a gaming review on. About much of a muchness there. Skin temperature's fine. I wouldn't be putting it on your lap, but there's no real bad hotspots to talk about, and fan noise, well, pretty average in terms of gaming laptops in terms of fan noise. All gaming laptops are loud. Of course, you've got lots of different modes you can put it in. If you want it quieter, you're going to sacrifice performance, but whatever. It games well, as you'd expect. It can play anything, and you'll be able to crank it up on high settings or just lower the settings to get that nice, smooth, buttery feeling of high frame rates. Now, I had 32 gigs here. I would suggest you just buy the amount of RAM you need. and you can upgrade the M.2 SSD. One of the sticks is actually soldered on for the RAM. So my overall conclusion is, well, it doesn't get any better than being considered for the laptop of 2020. So that's where it stands. It's one of the best laptops you're going to get, especially the dual screen. Nothing else can match that. The gaming performance is exemplary. You want to pony up the money there, you're going to be happy with it. The only thing I'm not sure about is the ergonomics of where the keyboard and trackpad are there sort of, but some people might like it, I don't know. But other than that, it's ace. You're going to love it. Catch you in the next one. Tally ho.